Thank you for joining me, everyone. Sorry for the lack of notice. As I say, I'm really just checking out my selfie stick and new tripod, but I thought I'd do some crafting along the way. Oh yes, well, your grandchildren are beautiful, Chrissy, and I've seen them, and you're a very proud grandma. Yeah, they are glorious. I do wish, I suppose that'll happen for me one day, hopefully soon. Well, not too soon. I don't want to go too soon. I'm too young to be a nana, I think. Anyway, so today what I'm going to be doing is looking at the Vibrant Vases, which is in the Occasions catalogue, which I should get a copy here. So this is the Occasions catalogue, very close. People are it's going to be available to customers from the 3rd of January, so time is coming very fast. It's actually a companion or a cousin or a brother sister set to the Varied Vases, which is in the annual catalogue. This is one of my favourite sets. It's very simple, but you know, for a nice quick card, it's actually very, very handy. So this Vibrant Vases is sort of a follow-on from that one, and it uses, or it complements the Vibrant Vases, or the Vases punch. As you can see, each of the punches there corresponds to a size of the vase in the set. So we've got three little vases and a tulip and a leaf, which correspond to the flowers there. So you've got some different blooms, you've got more bunches of flowers in this one, whereas in the previous one you had lots of long single stems, which I still adore. Anyway, so I have been having a bit of a play with this one. I'll show you what I've come up with. This one here is using the little short rounder vase with a sort of a bunch of daisies. I've actually used the paper folding technique that I put in a previous video here, but rather than chopping it in half, I've done a sort of a diamond effect of the folding. The paper there is Cajun Craze matte with some very vanilla. So that's quite nice, and the paper is actually from the annual catalogue. I think that's the tea room set. Anyway, hi Joyce, thanks for joining me. Sorry about the lack of notice. I'm really just having a bit of an experiment with my new tripod, which seems to be working quite well from what I can see. Anyway, so that little one there, that's quite cute. I haven't got any sentiments on that really. I was just playing around to see how it went. I also had a bit of a go with it here. So here I've used the little round vase again, and sort of more of a bunch of roses type setup. Use Old Olive with some Blackberry Bliss and some nice of the polka dot ribbon, and that paper is from the Share What You Love suite, which is nice. I haven't used very much of it yet, so hopefully I'll get to use a bit of it with these new punches. So that's another one I did. The one that I did this morning, which is what I'm going to have a bit of a go at doing a variation of today, is this little one here, which just uses the flowers. So it's actually just using this little bunch of flowers here without any of the vases. It also uses the really nice basket weave embossing folder, just to give it a bit of dimension behind, and You Are Loved Always, which is quite sweet, from the stamp set as well. So I thought I'd give that one a go today, but I'd do it on a larger scale, because this is just a little 3x3 sort of gift card thing. So I thought I'd try it on a larger scale with a different sentiment. So here we go. So what I've actually got here is get rid of that. What I've got here, and I've already popped it through the Big Shot, so you guys don't have to watch blank space while I do that, is I've got the basket weave embossing folder. Now be careful with this one, guys. It's really thick. It is a really thick embossing folder, so you actually have to take all your plates bar one out of your Big Shot, or at least I do with mine. So have a little bit of a play just to see how thick that sandwich is once you put the paper and stuff in it. But anyway, this is So Saffron cardstock here, and it's cut to 4 inches by 5 5 5/8 inches, and I've just popped that through the Big Shot with this basket weave embossing folder. I've got a base card which is from Whisper White, and it's cut to provide just a small gap around the edge of that card. So that's I think that's 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and scored in the middle. So you get a card that's just peeks around the edge of that saffron panel there. Then what I've also got, and I love this combination, I've got a scalloped oval from the layered oval set here from Rich Razzleberry. So that's that one. I think it's that one there, maybe, or maybe a bit bigger. Oh, no, it's still in the Big Shot. Yeah, so that's a nice large oval there, and just to fit snugly inside it, the corresponding size of oval, also in Whisper White. So that's what I've had everything cut. Okay, so put everything aside except the Whisper White. So the sentiment that I popped on that one, "You are loved always," is very sweet, but I thought it was probably too small for that oval. I thought it would leave far too much blank space around it. So what I've chosen is from the Love What You Do. You could use any sentiment you like, you know, for the occasion, but I've used this It's a Beautiful Day from the Love What You Do stamp set, which is in the annual catalogue. And I'm just going to grab a block for that one. Forgive the chunks. I think my selfie stick's going quite well. I haven't had any incredible wobbles, which I used to get incredible wobbles with my other setup, so that's going quite well. Okay, so just in black Memento ink. Oh, we're going to get any wobbles here. Oh, not too bad. Okay, it's just in black ink. So on our oval, I'm going to put it slightly high, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to put it on the high side of that oval, just trying to get it as straight and as central as I can. There we go. It's a beautiful day, and it is a beautiful day here in Hobart. I don't know about everywhere else. Is it as hot as people has been advertised? I've seen heat waves warned about on the news. So how's everybody's Boxing Day going? Yeah, we had a lovely day for Christmas. It was quite warm actually for a Tassie Christmas, given that we have had snow on the mountain on various ones, so it was actually quite nice. So it is quite nice to have snow on the mountain for Christmas, sort of quite European. Okay, so yeah, so I've just sort of given that on that little circle there. It's a beautiful day. And then what I'm going to do is actually take the flowers from the stamp set, so just that little bunch of flowers there, and I'm also going to stamp a couple of those in black as well. It's very hot, is it, Chrissy? I think we're in for quite a hot summer, if you can believe the guys at the Bureau, all over Australia, so we all have to take care. And there we go. So did we all do roasts in the heat? I know I put my turkey on at about 8 o'clock in the morning, so I got the best part of the coolest part of the day, and he was done. He was done really quickly actually. I don't think that was anything to do with the heat. The bag said it should have taken 4 hours, and he was done in about 2.5. So we had a turkey sitting covered on the bench for the rest of the morning while we did presents and things. Okay, so I've got 2 of those little bouquets, little bunches of flowers cut out in, punched out in black. And what I'm going to do is, to match my scalloped oval, I'm going to colour my flower in blends, and I've got the light and the dark Rich raspberry there, and I've also got my favourite go-to leaf colour, which is dark old olive. So I'll actually start colouring these. I'm just colouring the leaves in the old olive. You could use whatever colour you want to correspond with your cardstock, of course. And then what I'll do is I'll get the dark rich raspberry and I'll do the dark parts where you can imagine there'd be shadows and darker parts of the flowers. So I'm just sort of doing the centre in dark, and then around the edges where the flowers would sort of in nature overlap each other to a certain degree. I'll just do the dark parts there, so you've got a bit of a highlight. So just in those parts were there. And then with the light rich raspberry, I will actually just, and this bit you don't have to be, it's actually best to be careful with your edges so you stay in the lines, but you're just blending in, so you're actually wanting to be quite going over them again and again and again to sort of blend in those dark colours, which is obviously why they're called blends. But there we go, so you're blending in so you get rid of the sharp lines where you've got the gradient between the light and the dark isn't so stark. Just do that. Rich raspberry, it's quite nice for this. I did one, this one here is in Blackberry Bliss, and I found that quite dark, so that the distinction between the light and the dark's not as noticeable. So I think the rich raspberry is actually a little bit nicer. You can actually see a bit of the detail in the flowers. Okay, so that's it. I won't make you sit through me doing both of those, although that wasn't overly hard and slow. Then actually, because there is no thinlets that go with this one, you actually have to fussy cut around your flower, so that takes a little bit of time. So I won't make you sit through that. I've got two here that I did earlier today, so I've got them coloured and fussy cut around there, so with our two little cute bunches of flowers. So then I can probably start putting this thing together. If I can find where I put the bits. Here we go. So we've got our rich raspberry scalloped oval, and we want to pop our white one just over that. So I'll just use a little bit of glue. Put that on there. So you just see a peak of the rich raspberry scalloped around the edge. Cool. And then while I get a white, bit of excess there. Cool. And then what I'll do is I find it easier myself, and I don't know if anyone agrees, I actually use doubles. When this one, because the embossing is so defined in this one, I actually use double-sided tape on the back. I think it gets a better sticking. You could use tear and tape, you could use your normal glue. I just find that it sticks better to the ridges and valleys with the double-sided tape. Just keeping an eye on your comments there, guys. Sorry, I'm stuck in that world between needing proper reading glasses and not, so I tend to craft with my glasses on top of my head, and then I have to put them on to actually move to see the comments on the screen, so I tend to not do it as often as I could. One of these days I'll get the graduated lenses, although I've heard bad things about them. I don't know what you guys use. I'll get this so I don't have to move my head rather than take my glasses on and off. I tend to sit on top of my nose probably a good 70% of the day these days. I'm not particularly going into old age gracefully. Okay, so we've got the tape on the back of our So Saffron panel there, which has been through the basket weave embossing folder, and I'll just pop that as centrally as I can on my card base. I've mucked that up a little bit. not as forgiving as Tombow, the old double-sided tape. So you have to hopefully be as central as you can before you go and commit. That's okay, we'll go with that. So there's our card base there. Then I thought I would just glue that that oval down onto there, just with a fair bit of glue, yet again because we've got the embossing underneath. But you could put this one on dimensionals. So I'll pop that on there as central as I can. Okay, it's a beautiful day. Cool. And then I thought with my little flowers I would actually pop them on dimensionals, so bear with me, I'll see what I've got in dimensionals land. I'd have to open a new packet. That's only little ones. What have I got here? Oh, 2 new packets of dimensionals. Gotta love it. Okay, so I'll just use, oh, it'll come up, just use a couple of dimensionals on those. Probably could go with little ones actually, because it's only a small little flower. Put one up there so it sort of tucks over the top, and then another one and you'll see here why I did the It's a Beautiful Day sort of slightly higher than central, because I actually like the idea of popping this little one just in there. There. So it tucks in that little natural indent of the sentiment. Okay, so that's quite sweet. Could probably do with some, what have I got, some pearls. What have we got here? Excuse me, I'm just headed to my stash of things that we all accumulate. I've got some little Share What You Love pearls there, which are quite sweet, just for a little bit of a highlight. And I think that one, that little one there, I don't know what the colour, that little darker pink one there will be quite nice. I might pop that on. Where's my tool? Here we go. I might pop a couple of those on there, just to give it a little bit of interest. Maybe just one, or maybe one there, I think. Some people have a good eye for those things. I tend to struggle somewhat, but anyway, that's quite cute. That's given it a little bit of something extra. So we could go some ribbon on that. Maybe I should have wrapped it around underneath. Anyway, too late for that now, but some ribbon would have made it nice as well. On the inside, I hadn't even thought of the inside. What are we going to put on the inside? You Are Loved. We could put, actually I might put the little, down here in the corner, I might actually put the little vase, which I can't find. Where is it, that one? So the thing with this stamp set is it's a double, you can use it as a double stamp. Just get some little blocks. There's my other little block, this one will do. So it's actually got, you've got this sort of blank, sort of plain one that's a sort of a, it fills in, it's just a plain vase with colour. So what colour will I use? What colours have I used? I might use Old Olive. Since I've used that on the leaves, use some Old Olive. Just going to put a little vase down in the corner here just to bring it through. You'll see what I mean. So it's actually, you think you haven't inked it up enough, but it's one of those dimensional ones. One of those,
special ones that sort of give the slightly mottled effect. So I might stamp that off. See what that, yeah, I'll stamp that off so it's old olive, but I'll stamp it off once and then put the second stamp on there. So you can see it's sort of got yeah, it's got a nice sort of a motley effect to it, which sort of gives it a bit more interest. And then I'll take this little sort of basket weave one or patterned one. I'll use the old olive as well, but I'll use it just straight. You position it over the one you've already done. There, and that's quite nice. See, that actually gives it like a coloured in effect with the pattern overlaying it. That's quite sweet, I like that. And then just clean that off. I'll use this one again, my flowers. It seems to be my favourite, I think. I do like the daisies, but I think I like this one the best. And I'll pop that just on the top of the vase. There. Quite sweet. So I might as well let you look at the rest of them. I mean, whereas on the front ones I've actually coloured them in with my blends. In the stamp set itself you actually get another little stamp that positions, that has the right the bits, the coloured in bits for this particular flower. And it's quite interesting actually, this one. It leaves spaces. I'll let you have a look when I do it. Hang on, I've got to find my rich raspberry. It actually leaves, it's not a complete coverage. It's sort of, yeah, I'll let you choose whether you like it or not. But yeah, so I'm going to stamp this off because we all know what rich raspberry's like. It's quite full on. I'll stamp it off once and then position it over, and you'll see, it doesn't matter how close you think you are, you're going to leave white spaces, and I think it's on purpose. Okay, so you can see I've lined it up as well as I possibly can, and there are places where the stamp would never have filled in all the spots. So I think that's quite on purpose. I think it's supposed to be sort of a rustic look. I'm going to actually do that again though, just to fill in some, and it's quite nice. You actually get a light and a dark sort of accents when you go over it again. Yeah, it's quite pretty. But also in the set you get, we've got our little green leaves, so also in the set you get a stamp for the green leaves as well, so it's got little leaves in the right position for our card. So I'll do those in my old olive again. So you can see you stamp that up, you ink that up, and the leaves, you can position them in the right places. Just forgive you see the top of my head there probably. There. And so they actually ink the leaves in the right positions as well. As far as I'm concerned, the jewellery's still out there. I think it's quite just nice to grab a marker and do that one, but you know, that's fine too. Okay, I might leave that blank in there just with a little flower pot. So that one there, that's the same sort of thing as I've done on the front of that one. So we've also got other vases, as I say, we've got the other flowers as more of a daisy one, and we have the same vases. We have a sort of a taller one and a sort of teardrop one there, which I haven't actually got around to using yet, but they're quite nice. I think you'd fit it to the background that you were using. Okay, so that's my card there today. It's only a quick and easy one. Quite actually like it, as I said, quite actually like it in the smaller version. I can't find the smaller version that I did this morning. Oh, here we go. I think that's quite cute as well. But I think they're quite nice. Anyway, I think my tripod stood up to it quite well. I think that's a good thing, Santa. Thank you very much. I hope everyone else got some good Santa
deliveries that were what you wanted. And have a lovely Boxing Day, everyone, and a great rest of the week. I'm actually back at work tomorrow, unfortunately, but hopefully it'll be pretty quiet, so I can sit at my desk and hibernate and relax. But we'll see how we go. Anyway, have a great new year when it comes, if we don't chat before, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for dropping by. Bye, guys.